To whom ye forgive anything, I forgive also. For if I forgave anything, to whom I forgave it, for your sakes forgave I it in the person of Christ, lest Satan should get an advantage of us. For we are not ignorant of his devices. Great to have you at KJV Scripture Songs. I'm in my King James Bible in 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 10 and 11. Now we see here something very unique. Paul is dealing with something he dealt with in 1 Corinthians chapter 5, and that was a young man who was having an incestual relationship with his father's wife. Don't know all the details there, but we know that it was someone that he wasn't supposed to be with, that's for sure. And Paul had to deal with it, and he said, you need to remove this man from the fellowship of the church, which is what he told the Corinthians there in chapter 5 of 1 Corinthians. And now in 2 Corinthians, Paul reminds them of something. He said, lest Satan should get advantage of us, he said, you need to forgive this guy. Yeah, he did something horrible, and it caused a lot of stink and a lot of problems in the church, and some of you are pretty offended by it, but he said, we don't want Satan to get advantage of you, so you better forgive him. It says, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. One of Satan's most powerful devices is to create problems between people and tempt them to be unforgiving toward the person who did them wrong. Well, what happens then? Bitterness creeps in. And bitterness does more to ruin people than about anything on the face of the earth. Hey, Ephesians chapter 4, verse 32. And be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God for Christ's sake hath forgiven you. You say, Brother Bill, that person doesn't deserve my forgiveness because of what they did to me. Yeah, well, God could look at us and say, you don't deserve my forgiveness. But for Christ's sake, who died for you, I'm going to go ahead and forgive you. And so we need to do the very same thing. When I find a great book, I will buy it, and my wife and I will read it together. We'll sit down in the evening, and we'll read chapters and pages of this book here together, which is called, maybe you can see this here, it's called Forgiveness. This is a great book we've been reading, and this man presents some wonderful truths from the Bible and some practical illustrations from people's lives about those who have forgiven and how God blesses it. And he'll bless you if you forgive, okay? Well, hey, I've been a little bit long, so you go back to the beginning and learn these two great verses to this tune and sing them over and over. Don't let Satan get an advantage over you because of unforgiveness towards someone. Don't get bitter, okay? All right, thanks. Take care. See you next time.